Hello, this is Salvatore Vinciguerra. Welcome to this video on Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Dollywood is a theme park located in East Tennessee. It also has a water park, resort, cabins, and dinner shows like the Dixie Stampede. Dollywood has a very interesting and rich history. It started off first in 1961 as a small tourist attraction owned by the Robbins brothers from Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Named Rebel Railroad, it included a steam train, general store, blacksmith shop, and saloon. With a theme inspired by the centennial anniversary of the Civil War, the train ride let visitors experience attacks by Union soldiers, train robbers, and Indians. In 1970, Art Model, who also owned the Cleveland Browns football team, bought Rebel Railroad and renamed it Gold Rush Junction. The park retained the railroad and added an outdoor theater, a log flume ride, and the Robert F. Thompson Church.
She works real hard every day pulling lots of people up this mountain and back. We're proud of her so much we like to let her show off every now and again. So how about it, everybody? Would you like to hear the engineer play a tune on that Crosby three-chime whistle? Alright then, on the count of three, let's tell the engineer to blow the whistle. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Blow the whistle! Now you folks didn't say it loud enough. You're going to have to say it louder than that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Blow the whistle! Everybody, let's give Engineer Tim and Cinderella a round of applause. That was Tim and Cinderella saying thank you very much.
In 1976, Jack and Pete Hershen bought Gold Rush Junction and renamed it Gold Rush for the 1976 season. In 1977, they renamed it Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, making it a sister park to the original Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. In 1986, Dolly Parton, who grew up in East Tennessee, bought an interest in Silver Dollar City. As part of the deal, the park reopened for the 1986 season as Dollywood. If you're visiting Dollywood and you're a big fan of Dolly Parton, don't forget to visit her Chasing Rainbows Museum. But first, let's take a look at Dolly's Home on Wheels. The original cost of Dolly's Prevost RV bus in 1994 was $750,000. In today's costs, in order to build and design something this customized, it would cost millions of dollars. Dolly's personal friends Don and Ann Warden used a lot of Italian design features in this RV bus. Also, pay very close attention to how the designers used a lot of reflective materials and mirrors, and this is because Dolly Parton is actually claustrophobic, so they had to figure out ways to make some optical illusions to make the areas feel a lot more bigger than what they are. The interior of the coach was built by Royal Coach in Elkhart, Indiana. This RV is considered to be very small in today's standards, as it is only 45 feet long, 9 feet wide, and 13.5 feet high, and there are no slide outs to make the interior of the coach larger. This is a look into Dolly's bedroom. Notice that there's a little dressing table right here, and on top of it is a wig, and it's supposed to be one of the original wigs that she wore when she was touring. This is her bathroom, and it has a custom-made bathtub, and notice again the mirrors and reflective material inside. And now let's go into the Chasing Rainbows Museum. Don't get scared when you first walk into the museum and you see all of this clutter that Dolly Parton has put everywhere. Don't forget to press the button in this area so you can see Dolly personally welcome you through a hologram. I'm sure that Dolly has even more than what's in this museum and warehouses, and she most probably kept everything like Loretta Lynn and Elvis Presley. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born January 19, 1946. in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River in Pittman Center, a very small community in Sevier County in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. Dolly is the fourth of 12 children born to Avie Lee Caroline and Robert Lee Parton Sr. Mr. Parton, known as Lee, worked in the mountains of East Tennessee, first as a sharecropper and then later tending to his own small farm and acreage. Dolly describes her family as being dirt poor when she was younger. Parton's father paid the doctor who helped deliver her with a bag of cornmeal. She outlined her family's poverty in her early songs, The Coat of Many Colors, and In the Good Old Days When the Times Were Bad. They lived in a rustic one-room cabin in Locust Ridge, just north of Greenbrier Valley of the Great Smoky Mountains, a predominantly Pentecostal area. Music played an important role in Dolly's early life. She was brought up in the Church of God in Cleveland, Tennessee, the church of her grandfather, Jake Robert Owens. Her earliest public performances were in that church, beginning at the age of 6. At 7, she started playing a homemade guitar. When Dolly was 8 years old, her uncle bought her her first real guitar. Parton began performing as a child, singing on local radio and television programs in the East Tennessee area. By 10, she was appearing on the Cass Walker Show in Knoxville, Tennessee. At age 13, she was recording the single Puppy Love on a small Louisiana label, Gold Brand Records, and appeared at the Grand Ole Opry where she first met Johnny Cash, who encouraged her to follow her own instincts regarding her career. After graduating from Sevier County High School in 1964, Parton moved to Nashville the next day. Her initial success came as a songwriter, having signed with Combine Publishing shortly after her arrival, with her frequent songwriting partner, her uncle, Bill Owens. She wrote several charting singles during this time, including 2 top 10 hits, Bill Phillips' Put It Off Until Tomorrow in 1966, and Skeeter Davis's Fuel to the Flame in 1967. Her songs were recorded by many other artists during this period, including Kitty Wells and Hank Williams Jr. Dolly signed with Monument Records in 1965 at the age of 19. She was initially pitched as a bubblegum pop singer. She released a string of singles, but the only one that charted, Happy Happy Birthday Baby, did not crack the Billboard Hot 100. Although she expressed a desire to record country material, Monument resisted, thinking her unique voice with its strong vibrato was not suited to that musical genre. After her composition Put It Off Until Tomorrow, as recorded by Bill Phillips with Parton uncredited on harmony, went to number 6 on the country chart in 1966, the label relented and allowed Dolly to record country. Her first country single, Dumb Blonde, composed by Curly Putnam, one of the very few songs during this era that she did not write, reached number 24 on the country chart in 1967, followed by Something Fishy, which went to number 17. The 2 songs appeared on her first full-length album, Hello, I'm Dolly. In 1967, musician and country music entertainer Porter Wagoner invited Parton to join his organization. He offered her a regular spot on his weekly syndicated television program, The Porter Wagoner Show, and on his road show. Parton's first solo single for RCA Victor, Just Because I'm a Woman, was released in the summer of 1968 and was a moderate chart hit, reaching number 17. For the remaining of the decade, none of her solo efforts, even in the good old days when times were bad, which later became a standard, was as successful as her duets with Wagoner. The duo was named Vocal Group of the Year in 1968 by the Country Music Association, but Parton's solo records were continually ignored. Wagoner had a significant financial stake in Dolly's future. As of 1969, he was the co-producer and owned nearly half of Opar, the publishing company Parton had founded with Bill Owens. By 1970, both Parton and Wagoner had grown frustrated with her lack of solo chart success. Wagoner persuaded Parton to record Jimmy Rogers' Mule Skinner Blues, a gimmick that worked. The record shot to number 3, followed closely in February 1971 by her first number 1 single, Joshua. For the next 2 years, Dolly had numerous solo hits, including her signature song, Coat of Many Colors, number 4 in 1971, in addition to her duets. Top 20 singles included The Right Combination and Burning the Midnight Oil. both duets with Wagner in 1971. Lost Forever in Your Kiss with Wagner, Touch Your Woman 1972, My Tennessee Mountain Home, and Traveling Man in 1973. Although Dolly's solo singles and the Wagner duets were successful, her biggest hit of this period was Jolene, released in late 1973. It topped the country chart in February 1974 and reached the lower regions of the top 100. It eventually also charted in the UK, reaching number 7 in 1976, representing Parton's first UK success. Parton, who had always envisioned a solo career, made the decision to leave Wagner's organization. The pair performed their last duet concert in 1974, and she stopped appearing on his TV show mid-1974. In 1974, Dolly's original song, I Will Always Love You, written about her professional break from Wagner, went to number 1 on the country chart. Around the same time, Elvis Presley indicated that he wanted to record the song. Dolly refused to give over the rights to her song for Elvis Presley and Colonel Tom Parker, as this was part of their standard procedure for publishing rights to any song that Elvis had performed. That decision had been credited with Dolly to make her first many millions of dollars in royalties from the song over many years. From 1974 to 1980, Dolly consistently charted the country top 10, with 8 singles reaching number 1. Dolly Parton even had her own syndicated television variety show, Dolly, from 1976 to 1977. In 1978, Parton won a Grammy Award for the Best Female Country Vocal Performance for her Here You Come Again album. She continued to have hits with Heartbreaker in 1978, Baby I'm Burning in 1979, and You're the Only One in 1979, all of which charted in the Pop Top 40 and topped the country chart. The theme song to the 1980 feature film 9 to 5, in which Dolly starred along with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, 9 to 5 not only reached number 1 on the country chart, but also in February 1981 reached number 1 on the pop and the adult contemporary charts, giving Dolly a triple number 1 hit. Parton became one of the few female country singers to have a number 1 single on the country and pop charts simultaneously. In 1999, Dolly was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Since the mid-1980s, Parton has supported many charitable efforts, particularly in the area of literacy, primarily through her Dollywood Foundation. Her literacy program, Dolly's Imagination Library, a part of the Dollywood Foundation, mails 1 book per month to each child enrolled from the time of their birth until they're in kindergarten. Currently, over 1,600 local communities provide the Imagination Library to almost 850,000 children each month across the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, and the Republic of Ireland. Dolly Parton is one of the most honored female country performers of all time. When visiting Dollywood, you can spend hours in the Chasing Rainbows Museum learning about Dolly's incredible musical life and career. Don't forget to check out the variety of musical shows that Dollywood has to offer throughout the entire day. Now let's take a walk inside of a replica of Dolly's childhood home. This is a replica of the Parton home place where Lee and Avie Lee Parton raised Dolly and her 10 brothers and sisters. The replica cabin was constructed by Dolly's brother Bobby, and the interior was reproduced by her mother Ava Lee. Most of the items on display are original family treasures. The original cabin still stands at its location in Locust Ridge, Tennessee. This is the grist mill. Dollywood's grist mill was built in 1982. The first fully operational grist mill built in the state of Tennessee in more than 100 years. one of only a select few working mills in the state of Tennessee, you can see the crafters grind yellow corn, white corn, and popcorn into grits and cornmeal. Right down the street from the grist mill is Craftsman Valley. Here you can see a blacksmith and foundry, custom glass works, goat milk shop, hands in wax, harvest festival crafters, mountain blown glass, how they make candles, Smoky Creek leather, stone Penland pottery, a sweet shop, and valley wood carvers. This is Eagle Mountain Sanctuary. This 30,000 square foot aviary houses the country's largest presentation of non-releasable bald eagles. Get a rare glimpse of some of nature's most impressive birds of prey in this beautiful mountain setting as members of the American Eagle Foundation interact with these spectacular animals. Birds of prey at Dollywood are under the care of the American Eagle Foundation, which is authorized to possess birds for education, exhibition, rehabilitation, and breeding under permits of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Very friendly, but it's still light. He bites. He bites. Okay. But we just finished up one of our bird shows, so I was getting ready to take it back. Oh, okay. Did you see that little dog that was in the... Is that you're done? Now. Okay. Behind you. Oh, no. Wait, right there, ready. So today is going to start at 6 o'clock. Definitely come back and check us out. We'll have our birds back out.
No. Yeah. We don't have to go in. We don't go up that far to come in and out the employee entrance. Yeah, we come in a little bit further in the back.
Don't forget to check out the bird show that they have here. It's called Wings of America Birds of Prey, but it's only done March 16th through November 2nd. Dollywood is definitely a family-friendly theme park that has a lot to offer people of all ages. Dollywood is also a theme park that you can spend more than one day at. Don't forget that she also has a water park, cabins, dinner shows, and much more. This is Salvatore Vinciguerra. Thank you for watching this video on Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and have a great day. Thank you.